Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host Andre C. Right over here, the Taco Princess. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. I just had a double whammy today. I just recorded some Paramindful, talking about some missing people. People, just freaking white people. We just wander out into the woods and we disappear. That's what we do.
I've never wandered out into woods to disappear, and I'm a white person, so
I mean, we're usually the first to die in the horror movies, and there's a very good reason why.
no. It's usually the black guy dies first. That's
No, he's
literally
usually
horror.
somewhere in the middle.
That's horror trope. The black guy dies first. It's the horror movie trope.
No, no. The white couple that has sex usually has gets offed before the black guy. Come on.
Mm, Some movies.
Now that we've gone off on a tangent there, taking some cues from busting out there, going off the rails. Andre, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Worked all day and watched some wrestling this morning. Finished up and then went to work. Finished watching the last match on my lunch break. Now we're home. Gonna talk about it. Two great nights of G1 action. I really enjoying. I'm really enjoying this tournament so far. Again, it
Mhm.
feels fresh because you have so many new faces to the tournament this year. 10 people who it's their first time in this tournament. It really gives you that feeling of difference. You feel like it feels so fresh. Like yeah, I think last year was a big refresher year too. Like it was the first
Mhm.
time I felt like it was such new blood in the tournament, and then this
Mhm.
year's the same thing. It feels new from last year. Again, there's so much potential in all of it, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's a great tournament this year.
Very exciting, very exciting. As you said, we've seen a ton of combinations with the new guys, but then we've also seen some of the older combinations really step it up and come up with something new and fun, and we'll get into that
Hmm.
later in the show here.
Yeah, we will. But before we get into it, I want to say thank all of you for coming out and supporting us. The channel keeps growing, and we appreciate all of you so much. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for all the great subs and the comments we've been getting. Thank you guys so very very much. Thank you so much. If you can like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, whether it's us or if it's Backbreaker Video. Please, we really really do appreciate it.
What's that
What?
about the bell?
What?
Notification bell. Ding dong.
Oh, hit the notification bell because then you know whenever we drop new content. I forgot that one.
Ding dong.
Ding dong, hello. Some Bailey right there.
Exactly.
But we're gonna get into it. G1, baby. We're gonna talk G1. We started it out. Night number 3 is block A and B on this show. So we started up with a block A match. It starts the Chase Owens
Yes.
versus Galaxy View Kaito Kiyomiya because it said Galaxy View above his name on the little thing when they announced him. So Galaxy View Kaito Kiyomiya. Chase wants to shake hands. Kaito doesn't trust him. He shakes his hand, then he turns his back, and this is where Chase attacks him. So Chase is
Mhm.
like going from the first night where he was obviously the babyface against Kid. He is now the heel with
What up?
Kiyomiya. Yeah. Kaito ends up taking control. They wrestle. They have some good wrestling, but Chase ends up pulling Kaito's neck into the rope. He then punches him in the cheekbone, just like working the cheekbone. Um, and then hits the palm strike to the nose, chokes him on the rope, and then he gets a hold of the fingers. And by God, that that finger snap when he's it sounded like he legit like it was like it sounded like a pop, like a loud pop. It was like oh,
Yeah.
it disgusted me. Kaito Kiyomiya with a beautiful missile drop kick off the top. The Marvel special backdrop into the corner, and then backdrop driver by Chase Owens. Chase tries to package pile driver, but gets backdrop by Kaito Kiyomiya, but Kaito ends up missing the Shining Wizard. Chase gets the spinebuster onto the top rope, and then Kaito rebounds onto like he bounces onto his shoulders, and Chase hits the Death Valley driver again. A really different spot, like
Mhm.
spinebustering him in bouncing one of your shoulders and then going. I really did like that.
Say,
C- oh, go ahead.
No, I just agree with you. Same.
Oh, C trigger by Chase, but Kaito's Dragon Rana's a package pile driver for a 2 count. And then the end of the match is Kaito Kiyomiya getting the Jumbo Tsuruda knee, half and half driver. He gets a 2 count, and then Kaito lines up, hits the Shining Wizard, and gets the win. I cannot wait to see Shining Wizard versus Shining Wizard when Sanada faces Kaito Kiyomiya. That like excites me.
So
Yeah.
arguably, like Kaido was a generation, I think, behind
Mhm.
Sanada. So I think when Sanada is complaining that like the younger generation is missing that sex appeal, I feel like Kaido is kind of falling maybe indirectly underneath that umbrella, maybe on the edge of it, being half dripped on, half not. Um, I'm equally excited to see Kaido and Sanada kind of tangle because it's interesting to see how Kaido's personality changes from person to person that he's fighting. Because with Tsuji, he was definitely way eccentric. He was matching Tsuji's eccentricness, I felt.
Mhm.
Whereas
Yeah.
in this one, he was very obviously the baby face, but he was also matching Chase's energy. He wasn't going flamboyantly over the top. He was face. Does it make sense when I say this? He was facing in the same way that Chase was
Mhm.
healing. Like they
Yeah.
didn't overtake every each other. They were on the same level and knew exactly what the other was doing.
He was more. He felt like he was more in a serious battle with Chase than where he was in a.
Yeah.
I gotta be bigger than this guy in the Yota Tsuji. I get. Yeah, I get what you mean exactly.
Yeah, so there was like a definite difference in personality
Mhm.
here. I think Chase was wearing white gear this night too.
Well, it's black and like with a lot of white accents on it.
More white accent than his
Yeah.
other one. I think had red. I really liked it on him.
Mhm. Oh yeah, it
Thought
looked
that
really
like
good.
little
It felt classic Bullet Club look with
yeah
it. Yeah.
yeah OG.
Yeah. Very much. So
Mhm.
again, I thought really fun match. A great way
I
to open the A card, this A block on the site.
You noted it pretty much everything that I did too. The
This is one.
rebound Death Valley driver, the
Yeah. And
C
this is one I
trigger.
really enjoyed on this night. It was one of my
Mm-hmm.
highlights of the night matches. So
100%.
yeah, we go into the second match of the evening. It's Kenta versus the Great Khan. Kenta right off the hop break in the eyes of Khan, but Khan ends up hitting the shoulder block, sending Kenta to the floor. Again, Khan ain't having any of Kenta's bullshit, and I did like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, there's a lot of fucking with the ref, Kenta doing like shoving down the ref and getting the
Mm-hmm.
title, and it's just a whole mess there. Um, yeah, Khan trying the Cobra twist. They can't, so he just turns it into some Mongolian chop. It's just great little transition there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of running people in the barricades throughout the match, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then into the chairs, and just was this where? Oh yeah, Khan choking Kenta with the United Empire towel. I was like, yeah, yeah. Khan stops the GTS and runs Kenta into the ref, and this is where everything kind of falls apart. Tenzon Tombstone Driver by Khan, but it was bad because like Kenta's head was this far away from the ground when he hit it, and I'm like, you did nothing to him. Uh, I just
One
was
angle
like,
on that, yeah.
and Kevin Kelly kind of like tried to be like his variation of the Tenzon Toon Driver, like saying like it was a very like just to kind of cover it up, but it
It's
looked
a nice way of saying it was me.
yeah. In the end, though, Kent ends up stopping the Eliminator, and then he reverses another Eliminator into a Dragon Rana, and he ends up holding the ropes, and Khan gets his hand on the ropes on top of it all. But the ref counts 3. Kenta picks up 2 points.
I think it was Sakamoto was the ref for this one, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, as you mentioned, Kenta really like set on taking out the ref in every way, shape, or form in this match. I did like that spot in the corner where Okan had to pretty much like leapfrog the ref to hit the Mongolian chops. It was actually kind of nice because like we saw the Okan all hail kind of almost become that like a face character. Like
Hmm.
the United Empire is either they're doing naughty stuff or they're walking that line. They're kind of like LIJ. Sometimes they'll step over to the good side, but it's usually like TJP and Akira who are stepping over to the good side. It was
Mm.
nice and refreshing to see Okan kind of play that, nice-ish guy, protecting the ref from the
Yeah.
Oedo Tai Natsuko Tora looking crazy Mama Jamma and Kenta.
Yeah. Again, it was a fine match. It didn't really
Mhm.
stand out to me though, and like
I agree. This one felt lackluster.
and Khan didn't get me any points because Kenta get you points. So
I mean, he's got to get me something. It's been 3 years now, my guy. I've been rooting for you. Start
yeah.
giving a girl some points.
So we move on. Third match of the evening. Again, this is very much the kid stuff. He attacks on the floor before the match. But this one, like
Sassy, sassy.
Hikuleo took over, beating Kid up on the floor, tossing him into the
Mhm.
chairs, and they're just a lot of battling on the floor. Hickey ends up chokeslamming Kid onto a pile of chairs that Kid had set up.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, again, just or sorry, backdrops. He backdrop Kid onto the chairs. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that kid was going to try to power drive him into the chairs. They end up back in the ring. Uh, Kid hitting the Nigel McGuinness rebound lariat. I fucking loved it. Just because again,
Mhm.
British to British, I loved it. I loved it. Kid spitting in Hikuleo's face at one point, and what are you going to do? And just get smacked. It was great. And Hikuleo hits a German after that. Really good.
Mhm.
Um, Rebound belly to belly by Hikuleo, and this is where Kid got dropped on his face. Like it looked like like he came down, like he didn't rotate and just landed on his head and face.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. Again, what is with this tournament and people not people landing on their head, man? Jesus.
I mean, I think I saw it on Instagram that said it, best bob and weave. Bob and
Pretty.
weave, you guys. Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll.
Yeah. So in the end, Kid does get the low blow with the ref distracted and hits a pile driver. And Kid picks up his first 2 points of the tournament.
Hmm. Do we mention that he also attacked Jado before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
match?
he beat up Jado like before the match, and he beat up Jado at the end of the match.
He did. So rude.
Yeah, what a
Or
dick.
Jackdo.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't know if you mentioned, I heard you say German, but I don't think it was the same one. Um, I heard it on commentary be called it was a released German with the hot shot and lariat follow up.
Yeah, that's where it was the snake eyes in the corner, and then
Yeah,
he bounced off the rope in there. Yeah,
see, that's why I got
that
confused because Kevin called it the hot shot and you called it snake eyes. I'm like, I know the snake eyes was an Undertaker thing.
yeah, I say snake eyes just from hearing Michael Cole yell snake eyes for a couple decades.
I mean,
But
he did say it
it
was
is
pretty cool.
it is the hot shot. The move is the hot shot, but I just recognize it personally as the snake eyes into the corner. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's just my brain how it rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was a fun one.
yeah, it's a good match. It's a good little match. Nothing again,
Yeah, yeah.
nothing that stands out, but it's a middle of the pack match. It's nothing like
Mhm.
it was good. They both had a good showing.
I agree.
Yeah. We move on. It's Taichi versus Tanga. This was really good. I thought these two
Mhm.
they worked well together, and Taichi really working at the knee with the calf slicer.
Mhm.
And then adding in the headlock to it with it, which was really impressive. Like almost turning like a bow and arrow, a calf slicer headlock bow and arrow. It looked really good. The hook kicks from Taichi are just they're flawless, man. The
Oh
only
yeah.
person that personally to me does it better is Ospreay, but like it's just so good. Uh, uh, Loa gets that beautiful swinging Yurgen Nagi on Taichi, like it's so good. Um,
Mhm.
Loa did a really good job of selling the knee in this one.
Yes.
Yeah, because again, especially after the first match where he got his knee worked over like crazy, and
Mhm.
Taichi, and it's very similar to the Best of Super Juniors with Desperado selling that knee throughout the entire tournament.
Mhm.
It was the
Mhm.
same thing here, and I think Loa's thing is he's going to be selling this knee through the tournament. It's going to get worse and worse as it goes on. Lots of
Mhm.
great dual lariats where these two just running into each other, just smacking each other. Um, Taichi, the dangerous backdrop, gotta love it. In the end, though, Taichi gets the Gato clutch for 2. And then he goes for the Axe Bomber, but Tangaloa spears the shit out of him. Tangaloa goes for ape shit, but Taichi slips out and rolls Loa into the, as Kevin called it, the Taichi clutch, and he gets the win.
Oh, Kevin. I mean, he has done it a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of his regular
Oh yeah.
moveset. So, I mean, if Zack Sabre Jr. can call it the Euro clutch and Gato can call it the Gato clutch, Tai Chi that clutch.
Yeah, because the Euro clutch is just the O'Connor roll, but yeah, again, there's all
man,
these.
This is why you're colorful and I'm pretty. Come on.
I wasn't saying that, but it's that factor of there's an established move name, but you're going to call it your version. You're going to
exactly. That's why we have the nasty plex.
Yeah.
Pants, Taichi pants. They're getting smaller. I definitely felt, as you mentioned, that the story in this was Tanga's knee. And he did, as you mentioned, a tremendous job of selling. And I think you're right. He is probably going to be the desperado one of this, where he's going to be constantly nursing that knee injury, and people are going to constantly be exploiting it throughout this tournament. It's an easy target for most people to pick, so it does really make sense to me. Yeah, I definitely felt that this was very a strong style match of just two wrestlers who know how to strike and know how to do amazing power moves, just trading things off. I actually really enjoyed this match. The headphones that Taichi was wearing at the beginning, though, were really weird to me.
The which one?
When he came in, when he came in with his intro, he had those like weird silver headphones.
They're not headphones. It's actually a coworker of mine. It's a fan. It's around the neck like battery or charge fan, and it blows air up from like right here onto your face. My coworker has a similar pair. Yeah, it's a fan. And I even said it
that makes it worse.
Like I even on the last show I called it his headphone looking fan.
Yeah, that makes it worse. Because now I'm even more confused. Why? I mean, if you're going to spend money on something, please spend money on a new freaking robe.
No, but Japan is gross in the summer, like gross humid. That's why I want to go in December if we ever make the trip to Japan. So I want to go for Wrestle Kingdom because it's not as hot. It's crazy humid there. So having that fan blowing up before the match to keep you kind of cooled down before you go and have a wrestling match, I don't blame them.
Well, no, but as I mentioned, take that money first and invest in a new freaking robe.
Well, those things are only like $30, so I don't think that's going to get them a robe.
I mean, start saving. The batteries, they need batteries.
Oh no, it's USB charging.
Well, that'll eventually break too.
Yeah.
We know this. Yeah. Fix the gear first, please. But yeah, as I mentioned, really, really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, very good match. And we move on to the second match in the new Three Musketeers trilogy in this tournament. It's Ren Narita versus Yota Tsuji. Great chain wrestling in this between these guys to start off. Chase, and this is where Chase Owens does join commentary. I think he did a really good job on the night, kind of antagonizing Kevin Kelly. But yeah, just really good back and forth with these guys. Tsuji's head scissors are just bonkers smooth, but again, that's working with the Lucha team and really getting over it. Narita gets like a rear naked choke over the ropes, and he's like hanging Tsuji by the rear naked choke. Like if you ever saw Brody King do it to Darby Allin, where he was standing on the apron hanging him. This side where Narita was on the other side of the rope, so he had the leverage of the ropes to hold him. And Tsuji's like standing at first, but then his legs start dangling, and it looked really good, and just drops him to the floor. I thought really good. The chop exchanges in here, so good. I love that Tsuji has the hip toss, knows the hip toss to throw him off the Cobra twist. Looked really good. each man just keeps reversing each other till Narita gets the bridging German at one point, and it looked so good. Like he snapped him over and just crushed him. And got two
Mhm.
out of that one. Tsuji getting a Falcon Arrow driver, but can only get two, and then he hit the stomp, which didn't look like shit on this show. I mean, like literally looks like he crushed him for got a two there. These two are just killing it, and then
Mhm.
Narita ends up sidestepping the spear, and he gets the 1 foot where he jumps up and they like mushroom stomps a dude in the chest, like mushroom stomps you down.
Yeah.
I guess with him, it's more of the knee,
Mhm.
right? I guess it's the knee, but the
Yeah.
knee stomp there, go and is driving him Suji
Driving
from
them
the ready
down, yeah.
position with the knee. I love that move. Then he hits a
Mhm.
beautiful Northern Light suplex, rolls it through, but Suji hits a a kick to the knee, and then a headbutt, and they both drop. And this is where they're saying 1 minute left, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like no way, Narita's going to a second draw in a row. So Suji puts Narita up top. They brawl. Narita knocks him off, but Suji gets that like runs up and hits the high knee. But Narita gets a cobra twist on the top rope, and as he releases it, the bell rings. And it's not like he releases it, like he let Suji down, and then the bell rings. So it's not a submit because the rest trying to get him to break it anyways. So the bell goes, and I'm like, holy shit. That's Narita has two draws in a row, and now I have an inkling that we might be getting a third draw when it's Tsuji versus Umino.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, because again, it was
What a
awesome.
story that would be.
But then, like even after the bell goes, Narita tries to come flying off with a King Tong knee drop, but Tsuji gets out of the way, and Tsuji ends up clotheslining Narita over the top, and they end up on the floor. And it was
Doesn't he
just
yeet himself at him at that point?
like they both go over together. Like that's when they go. Like he runs at him, they just go flying over the top rope. It looked good. Like I thought these two again, 20 minutes. I'm so happy that the time limit has brought down to 20 because
Yeah.
I am okay with seeing a draw. Like 20-minute draw, I'm happy.
Mhm. Mhm. Same. Same. Yeah. I definitely felt that these two almost had like of the last draw that Narita had. I liked this match better. I
Mhm.
liked it and Narita and Tsuji better than Umino and Narita. That tope where Tsuji just pretty much launched himself on the barricade outside. Holy hecking crap. I was surprised he got up from that so quickly. So
Mhm.
quickly. And I think actually Chase and Kevin both mentioned that on commentary. Holy heck, he's just right up, just trying to walk it off, but you can tell. You lawn chaired yourself against the metal barricade, my guy.
Yeah, that looked like
He
it
hurt.
fucking killed him. Like you could see it on his face
Yeah.
for like a second when he hit the barricade. You kind of see his face go like he like you
Ouch.
could see him like kind of go like for a second, but then he like
Uh-huh.
brings his face back to I'm sexy Suji, like like and he just like walk around like inside he's like what the fuck on the inside, right?
I believe in the television show Ridiculousness, they referred to this as walking off the pain.
Oh, very much. Oh, 100% is walk. It's the old adage of you get beamed by a ball or something in sports, and your coach goes, "Walk it off."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, or you like nut yourself on your skateboard or something. Yeah. Walk
walk
it
it
off,
off.
champ. You're good. um, what I'm surprised you didn't mention was my favorite part, where Suji got ready to read it in that Boston Crab, and
Mm.
almost, we're so close to having a dingle dangle.
Oh my god, I
So
can't believe I did.
close.
I have it written down, but
So close.
I'm jumping notes because last show went really long, so I'm trying to pare it down a little
Yeah.
bit. But that ding, we almost and again we almost had a dingle dangle. Oh,
Almost had a dingle dangle. All he needed to do was feed him that second arm. Damn you, Narita. Denied
hmm
us the dingle dangle.
yeah, no dingle
Dingle
dangle from
dangle
Mel.
denier.
No dingle dangle from Mel.
No, no. Made me very sad. That curb stomp, I called like a high curb stomp because hot dang, he did hit that from quite a height. Like he
Mm.
didn't he like hop up to actually drive him down,
Yeah.
if I'm remembering correctly. Um the last thing I wanted to say, because you did say everything else, which is good. That final strike off that they had both of them played that so well. Where like Narita took the bump and fell down, and he was right out, and Tsuji just did the spin around where he was just like glass eyed, and then just Ric Flaired the mat. It was just perfection. I absolutely loved it. I really, really like this match. I would actually say for me, this was the match of the night.
And I know my love for Ospreay, but I'm gonna give it to it because these two had me drawn in the entire damn time. And
Yeah,
I had already been spoiled from something I saw online that this was a draw. So I still was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like I
right.
didn't matter for me that it was a draw. It was just
Just so good.
bonkers good, man.
Yeah, had no
Yeah,
right to be this good, but
but
it
it was.
was.
It was. Especially for a draw. So we move
Yeah.
on to which was probably my second favorite match of the night. I have never said this in my life. I wish a Yoshi-Hashi match had gone longer.
Jesus Christ.
These two, like G1 Yoshi-Hashi is here. Is
And he
goddamn
knows.
right off the hop. He gets to flip that running blockbuster early, and then
Mhm.
he low bridges like Ospreay low bridges Yoshi over, and he hits the planche of the floor. And this is when you notice Osprey's chest is bleeding because Yoshi-Hashi has been chopping him. Like he chopped him a couple times, and it broke open his chest.
Mhm. Mhm.
God damn, dude. I'm wearing my set. Like Oscar probably just shaved his chest, and they probably nicked his chest before the match.
No, nay, no, nay, no, nay, sir.
And I'm just saying Yoshi-Hashi probably opened one of those little marks up. That's what I'm guessing it was.
No, that man has pretty much like little spider spikes on his hands. He
Yeah,
chops hard. The only one who chops harder is the person he was chopping. My
yeah.
personal opinion.
Again, they're like Osprey slamming Yoshi-Hashi into the corners, and this is like this mega hard chop, and then he
Hmm.
just goes and like pretends like he's biting an apple because he just like dropped Yoshi with the chop, and he's like, we got cocky Osprey to a point, but it wasn't Taichi cocky like he was on night two or
I can
night.
agree with that.
Yeah, he didn't go as over the top with it, going say, "I'm going to beat you up, bruv," and like talking about the time limit. Yeah,
Hmm.
she hitting that beautiful blockbuster off the top at one point, so good. Um, Osprey busting out the handspring flip kick. It's just, I love that. And he follows it up with the springboard forearm, but he only gets two out of it. Oscutter gets stopped, and they go into this chopping exchange where I'm just like, fuck, 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 fuck. It was like they're just killing each other. Osprey's getting the Kawada kicks and gets the hard chops, but Yoshi gets the rewind kick. But Osprey ends up flipping off the shoulders of Yoshi-Hashi and hits a spinning forearm and hits the it's cutter. No, nobody does that better than Kevin Kelly. But
No.
Yoshi-Hashi kicks out of two. These two are just punishing each other, man.
Hmm.
Uh, Osprey stops the lariat, gets the hook kick, gets him up for Stormbreaker, but Yoshi slips out and gets the kick, and then the inside out lariat and hits a Kumagoroshi, but still cannot get the three. Hits a
Hmm.
pile driver, but Osprey kicks out at like 2.9. Osprey fights off Karma, lays in the shots from wrist control, but Hashi gets a hook kick. Beautiful standing Spanish fly by Osprey. Um, Yoshi-Hashi stops the hidden blade with a lariat, and then so the end of it, Yoshi-Hashi super kicks Osprey like when he's up on the top rope when he's sitting.
Hmm.
He super kick like that's the flexibility this motherfucker has. Super kick guy on the top rope. It'll look
Hmm.
good. And he comes up, but Osprey slips out, hits the pip pip cheerio, the super kick in the corner, and then gets him into the electric chair and spins him. And I thought he was going to hit the one winged angel when he got him onto his shoulders because I'm like, oh, is he going to like start doing this to fuck with Omega more now? But no,
I don't know.
he spins him, power bombs the shit out of him, and
Mhm.
he goes up, and then he's like, "Fuck this!" He goes to the top, hits a sky twister, which he usually does to the floor, but hits a sky twister and just crushes Hashi when he comes down on him, and he gets the win. Absolutely tremendous. If it wasn't for that 10-minute draw, this would have been it. And this was one of the shorter matches. This was like only like 12 or 13 minutes. And God,
Mm,
like I could have taken a few more minutes of this. These
mhm, mhm.
killed it.
I actually noted that this match felt longer than it actually was because of the incredible way in which these guys told the story.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it was like a really great episode of your favorite television show that you just don't want to end.
Mhm. Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
really felt like.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I actually don't have anything
Definitely
else
my
to add
favorite
to it.
show.
You kind of got everything there. Yeah, we didn't get quite the moody broody Osprey that we're usually used to.
Mhm,
Um, but he's moody broody enough, I think,
mhm.
to be both champion and crowd favorite. I think.
Yeah, very much so. Again,
Mm,
you got a good mix here. It was very different from the Taichi match. You had a different
very much so.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So we move on to the semi-main event. It's Sanada taking on Shota Umino. And this was the match, in my personal opinion, of Umino making stupid decisions. Like off the hop, he has the advantage, but then Sanada rolls out and he decides to chase Sanada. And as he follows Sanada back in, Sanada gets in and he gets dropped and he drop kicks him. But like, and it's just very much him doing certain things that Sanada has a way to like his veteranness to come back and I can punish you for what you just did. Like,
He out wrestled him.
oh yeah,
He flat out out wrestled him.
yeah. Again, lots of like good stuff on the outside that he did
Mm,
get. Ends up tossing Sanada into the post and backdrops him on the apron. Um, Umino unloads in the corner with strikes and just. I'm reading off my written list because this is one of the shows I watched at work. Um, just unloading with strikes and like gets this beautiful swinging neck breaker, but only gets a 1 count out of it. Yeah, just really great back and forth with these two. Like Umino ends up reversing Skull End into into two crossroads. But Sonata ends up like getting up off of those two and hitting a magic screw, rope assisted magic screw. Again, just
yeah.
the back and forth these two had was actually really strong. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, the running uppercut by Umino and hits the final beat DDT, but Sonata ends up stopping the Death Rider. Again, just the back and forth.
Mhm.
Beautiful moonsault into like a moonsault of the corner by Sonata into the skull end, but Umino reverses into an inverted bloody Sunday.
Mhm.
Like they're busting out so much good stuff. They're trading reversals. Umino gets that pop up uppercut, which is the very European uppercut, as Claudio used to, or as Claudio used to call that in WWE.
Yeah.
Umino reverses the O'Connor roll into his own for two, but Sonata kicks out and picks him up, hits a beautiful TKO, just killing him. In the end of the match, after the TKO, Sonata hits the Shining Wizard, hits Deadfall, and gets the win. Again, I thought Umino had really stepped up his game, but he did a lot of mistakes of like. But again, it's just a story they told of like it's the wily veteran having the answers for the young upstart.
Mhm. It was like, you know how like glam rockers used to feud in the 80s or whatever? It
Mhm.
felt like a glam rock kind of
Mhm.
feud where like Umino is kind of hair metal and
Yeah.
like Sonata is that suave something else metal. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't my favorite match of the show.
No,
Um,
it was good, but not again, not in my top matches.
yeah, like it was a good match, but for me it there was just a little there's something missing. I'm not entirely sure what it was. Maybe it was what you mentioned with Shota having just making a lot of poor choices in this match and very much showing how green he is in comparison to Sonata. But that being said, like I feel like his counterparts are going to do a little bit better than him against Sonata. Like when we get Tsuji 2.0, We already saw Tsuji 1.0, and that was pretty off the chain. That wasn't even comparable to
Mhm.
Umino here. Um, yeah, because we're gonna have to see how that goes when we get there.
Oh yeah, very much so. So we move on to the main event of the evening. It is
Ooh.
Kazuchika Okada versus ELP Phantasmo. Um, I really like so. There's a weird spot where he starts mentioning Canadians, and I'm like, please mention us, but he doesn't.
Yeah, we have gotten enough abuse since Ospreay started complaining.
No, but Chase was like, gotta give a shout out to our Canadian fans, and I'm like, I message you all the time. Mel message like tweets you and Instagrams all the time. Mention us, but he doesn't. I'm like,
Mention a
ah,
Melball
yeah. I was like, mention us, but he doesn't, and it hurt my feelings.
one day.
I'm going to get Kevin Kelly to shout me out on August 10th. You, I'm going.
I'm trying to make it happen.
I'm going to be watching live that night because I don't have to work on my birthday. So I'm going to watch live, and I'm going to message
Oh,
Kevin
are we
Kelly.
gonna do a birthday watch along?
I'm just going to watch it. I'm just going to be up at 2 in the morning watching New Japan. That's my plan. So I have
Sounds
to work the
legit.
day before, so I'm going to go home, sleep till the show starts, and then get up and watch that shit. But yeah, bow and arrow early by ELP, but Okada slips. I think everybody's going to keep trying these bow and arrows with him. Just like everybody's doing the one count kick out after the Ospreay and Omega thing and their one count kick out. Now they're gonna do it
Yeah.
here. So yeah. The bow and arrow is going to be something that people use against Okada. Kevin says El Phantasmo wants to twist Okada's nipples off.
Purple nurples will never be a thing, Mr. P.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, a lot of great the Phantasm off ELP is just phenomenal, man. This
Oh yeah.
guy's like again, he's an ex junior, like really good. Where's the nipple spot? Trying to find the nip. Where did I write the nipple spot? Oh, so ELP goes to fake the chop, and then he grabs the nip and twists, and grabs the other and twists, and just twists the nipples. And I'm just like, he got it. He got to twist those nips. It was really funny to me.
Yuck.
Yeah.
That is the Japanese Ken doll. You do not twist those nips.
Well, if he was a Ken doll, he wouldn't have nips.
They have nips, they just have nubbins.
Yeah, but there's no actual thing there. It's just flat.
Why are we talking about the autonomy of?
You call them a Ken doll. But I thought really just a really good back and forth with these guys. Each guy's kind of really pulling out their best shots. ELP pulling out his CR2 and cannot put him down with the CR2. Pulled out Thunder Kiss, 86, pulled out everything, hit sudden death, hit everything he has, but just can't put Okada down. Okada just really working methodically to come back from everything that ELP does. Again, I just thought they had a really good, like the two of them, just a really good back and forth. So the end of the match, though, ELP gets a moonsault to the floor. Then he tosses Okada back in, but as he comes in, he gets up on top, goes for Thunder Kiss 86, but Okada gets the knees up, and then they each like trade a bunch of reversals of moves. And ELP goes for the tombstone, but Okada and gets the tombstone, goes for CR2, and so Okada reverses into the landslide, hits the Rainmaker, and Okada 2-0 in the tournament.
Yep. Okada a little pissy in this match, wouldn't you say? A little moody.
Isn't Okada just pissy in every match now?
I was gonna say it's becoming a consistency for Mr. Okada. I've been saying it a hot minute. He'll turn Okada. They can do it. They could bank on it. That'd be great. Could you imagine? The new faction that could be formed, or even the faction that could be evolved from chaos with Kazuchika Okada? I mean, you think that Ishii would follow him? I think Ishii is just content to wreck shit.
Oh, 100%.
That's a topic for another day, I think. But yeah, getting back to this one, I felt it was really solid. I really enjoyed it. ELP is always a treasure to watch. Him and Yano kind of are the funny guys of the roster, but ELP I feel is a bit more serious funny. Like he jokes around, but he never quite goes full goofball like
Hmm.
Yano, just by twisting people's nipples and standing on their balls. Um,
Yeah.
it's still, can that even really be serious? I guess he makes it serious anyway. It's for me, it's not a level like House of Torture where it's like shenanigans and annoying. It's actually enjoyable and hilarious to kind of watch. Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I agree. Squeezy, squeezy, the lemon peasy. I'm lost here.
What?
I just said squeezy, squeezy, the lemon pleasy. I don't know.
Are you
Just
trying to do shucky ducky quack quack? Jesus.
I'm just I'm just saying weird shit compared to what you're saying. So
Oh.
I'm just trying to weird out on your level. I don't know. I'm just
Oh, honey, good luck.
yeah.
This is years of experience. I am the queen of weird here. Try to keep up.
You really are the queen of weird.
I might be a nacho taco princess, but I'm also the queen of weird.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give a quick point update. In the A block, we have
Ooh.
Kaito Kiyomiya and Sanada on top with 4 points. Chase Owens and Ren Narita and Gabe Kidd all with 2 points. Umino and Tsuji with one, and Hikuleo with the big old goose egg. Sorry to say. Um, we move on to the B block. B block has Kazuchika Okada alone with 4 points. Ospreay, Hashi,
Taichi's on there too.
what? Oh, sorry, Taichi. I forgot the. I forgot the. Where? Oh, I deleted Taichi for some reason.
Yeah, it's Taichi and Okada.
Yeah, I deleted Taichi off my list, so I'm
How
crazy.
dare you?
Um, Power. So you got Okada and Taichi. I meant to repaste them, but I deleted it and didn't repaste.
Repaste them.
So Taichi and Okada with 4 points each. Ospreay, Hashi, Loa, and Kenta all with two, and Great Okan and El Phantasmo with a 0.
Won't won't.
What
Still
happened?
early.
Oh yeah, there again. We're only two out of everybody's 7 matches. Everybody got 7 matches because we'll see where all this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we move on to night number 4. We have in the D block. We started out Toriano, Zack Sabre Jr., and this was interesting. So Fujita comes.
Yano.
So this was actually quite funny. That Fujita comes out wearing Sabre's belt after Yano came out first. He comes out wearing Sabre's title belt, has the Young Punk shirt on, has Sabre's jacket on. And then the ref, like the announcers, treat Fujita as Sabre. Like he does the full like announcement for Zack Sabre Jr. And Yano's getting pissed off, so he leaves the ring, takes his coat off, or he has his coat off. He takes it and he puts it onto Nakashima and tells Nakashima to get in there and wrestle against what I have to call Sabre Jita.
Say Regina, I love it.
And this is
Nakayano?
yeah, Nakayano and Sabre Jita. I need to see that match.
Dig it.
But yeah, this is where Sabre comes out from behind and rear naked chokes Yano
Yeah.
down, and then Sabre walks around the ring, and he's having Fujita tape up the straps of the corner pads so that Yano can't take them off, which is
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
kind of genius. And then Sabre misses a PK on the entrance ramp. Yano had hits the inverted atomic drop. Then he ends up taping Sabre's legs together with a lot of tape. Like
Yeah.
he went through a full roll. And so Yano runs to the ring. Fujita is literally just staring at Sabre, doing nothing.
He's not allowed to touch him. He could get him disqualified.
The match hasn't started yet. Or
Oh,
did it?
right.
Oh, it did. No, it did.
Yeah,
The
it
ref.
did. Yeah, it did because they were doing the count-out. That's why he had to
Okay,
hop.
so why the fuck have the refs not been starting the matches of Gabe Kidd early? They
Because
did
they,
it.
they got into the ring a little bit, and the ref started, and then they left the ring.
Yano was the only person that no. Yano got in the ring, did his entrance, and then maybe because Fujita was I don't know, but Sabre never got in the ring before he got his feet taped up.
I don't know
Again,
what to tell you. Maybe did they ring the bell when
they rang the bell.
Nakayano and
No, they rang the bell when Sabre got the rear naked had the rear naked choke on. That's when and I
I
yeah,
don't
because
know
I have it
what to
written down
tell
here.
you.
Yeah, it was dumb. So he gets to the ring, and Fuji's just staring at him. It's like, get some fucking scissors and cut the tape, asshole. Like it's not hard. So Saber hops his way to the ring. The ref count was very slow, like
Mm-hmm.
WWE level slow over a 20 count. Saber makes it back, but Yano gets an inside cradle. And so Yano goes to try to rue the corner pad, but the straps are taped up, and he's going from corner to corner, and he is pissed because
Mm-hmm.
he can't do his bullshit.
Yep.
Saber ends up getting Yano because he gets the tape loosened and he gets a triangle on Yano, but Yano gets a stack pin. But Saber rolls and gets Yano into a pinning predicament, and he gets the win. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And then he
It was the glorious chaos that I expect out of a Yano match. But like I actually was entertained by this. Like
oh yeah.
usually he annoys the hell out of me with his shenanigans, but like this was great. I thought this was a hilariously like easy and effortless way to start the show.
hmm Oh yeah, for sure. It
Mhm.
just it gave a fun little point. And again, Saber has been known to have these quick little matches. So is Yano. So again, to have them do a fast little thing like this was actually
Yeah.
really good. Um,
Yeah, and it saves their bodies.
yeah. So we move on to the next match. But in between, this is where Kevin Kelly says that he has decided not to have special guest commentators on these shows until August 9th. So, like, Chris Charlton will be there on some of the shows, but Kevin will be going solo for a bunch of the nights until August 9th, where Eddie Kingston's going to be his partner. So I'm praying for August 10th if you don't have Chris Charlton on my birthday, can you get one of TMDK? Like if one of them isn't in the finals or in the quarterfinals, can you get a TMDK member, please? And if Shane
I'm
Haste
just
isn't
gonna
in it,
make
I
the
want Shane
suggestion
Haste.
to get the not the one that's smashing his head into things. You want the one that's gonna be coherent.
Yeah, I want if Shane Haste doesn't make the finals or the quarterfinals, I want him on commentary on August 10th on my birthday. That's all I want.
I mean, happy birthday. We'll see if we can make it happen.
Oh. So we get into this. It's Mikey Nicholls and David Finlay, and I'm saying, and my first note was, let's hope for a safer match for Finlay than Hanare had, because that looked rough as fuck. And even for Nicholls, who's just not taking care of his head. So Finlay getting in the face of Nicholls, and Nicholls just shoves him down, like
Mhm.
really, really. And then Nicholls gets the delayed suplex, but barely gets two.
Mhm.
Nicholls like pulls at the nose of Finlay, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Finlay gets a really nice spear, and slam. He runs like spear through the ropes, and then he starts slamming the head of Nicholls onto the barricade. It sounded gross.
Yeah.
And Finlay ends up like getting him on his shoulders and tosses him head first into the corner post, which looked rough. Um,
Mhm.
Back in the ring, Finley's biting the forehead in the corner. Just ew. Don't bite people. Really sweet spine buster by Nicholls for two at one point. Nicholls gets Finley up top, but Finley fights him off, and then Finley gets the sunset flip bomb for two. Um, Nicholls stops the trash panda and hits a lariat and the Death Valley driver, and he hits the seated lariat for two. But Nicholls, in the end, Nicholls tries to go for the Master Blaster, but he ends up getting backslided. Then he gets lifted up, hit with the Trash Panda, and gets the win.
You say it so aggressively. I love it.
I will shout.
Trash panda.
I will yell Trash Panda into the oblivion.
Oh, my friend, you are a treasure. Um, the only thing I want to add in onto this was that stalling suplex that Mikey Nicholls did on David Finlay, super impressive. He held him
Mm-hmm.
up there for a ridiculously long time,
Oh yeah.
and the just the way he brought him up, the way he held him there, and the way he brought him down was just picture perfect. Very cool. Um, This one felt like it went back to the typical NJPW um, template
Mhm,
of like the person who is not going to win is super dominant in the beginning of the match and then gets worked over like a 9 to 5 at the end of the match and ends up unfortunately not coming back. That being said, I felt that Finley's comeback at the end of this, where he just broke Nicholls down and hits the trash panda, um, I felt was really insane, like insanely dominant.
mhm,
More worthy of what he has now, that never opened title. I felt this was the David Finlay that we needed a few months ago,
mhm.
but better late than never.
Yeah,
I'm happy with it.
yeah, and again, he's really starting to really show, "Oh, okay, maybe he does work as a leader for Bullet Club." Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
finally starting to see a guy who should be maybe sitting in that leader position now.
Uh-huh.
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 Uh-huh. We move on to big hosses hitting each other. It's Jeff Cobb, Alice Coggin. This is very much a power. Like, when they're trying to overpower each other, being they're shoulder blocking each other back and forth. Like,
Big meaty men hitting meat.
Cobb having to hit that jumping shoulder block and sends Coggin to the floor. And then Cog is walking around ringside all mad and he's pouting and he's takes his belt, but the ref like stops him. Oh Jesus! But like,
Yeah.
and then like Coughlin throws the ref, like picks up the ref and yeets and tosses him. And this
No, it was
and Jeff,
Coughlin. Coughlin needed the
oh
ref.
Coughlin, sorry, I meant
And
I
Cobb
meant to say
caught
Cobb
him.
and I meant to say Cobb caught the ref. Like Jesus, like
Like, yeah. About the Yeats, I said that Dan Maloney was King Yeet. I'm rescinding my thing.
these two
Dan Maloney is still King Yeet, but he's
of
like
the two,
Widow King Yeet. Like
Prince
he
Yeet.
is the junior King Yeet. Freaking Goglin is like senior King Yeet. Holy shit.
Yeah, so like, and then he throws the ref at Cobb, but Cobb catches the ref, and then
Mhm.
Coughlin tosses, uh, hit like just after and he like smashes Bolton, who's
Yeah.
taught like he tosses Bolton, which is
He Irish
impressive,
whipped him, I think.
or he
Into him.
whipped him or something like that, and then he runs Cobb into the barricade.
Yeah.
He hits that deadlift gut wrench suplex at one
So
point,
good.
like in the ring. The power, the military presses Cobb, and
Hmm.
like then Cobb comes back, hits the lariat, and a beauty drop kick, hits a beautiful spin cycle and a standing moonsault. Like
So good.
these guys just
As Kevin likes to say, it's just not fair.
no. To be that big and powerful, you have to have that kind of agility. It's crazy. Um,
Yeah.
Coughlin catches the stinger splash of Jeff Cobb, like a splash into the corner, and he turns around. And I'm always scared, ever since seeing Big E get it landing on his head, of watching guys do the overhead belly to belly. It scared me
Yeah.
ever since the Big E spot,
That's
and
fair.
it like Cobb got good rotation, he was fine, but it scares me every time somebody does it,
That's
and then
fair.
just gets this deadlift backdrop suplex, like
Right?
fudge the power, man. He hits a back hole slam, but Cobb in the end slips out of a suplex, hits a straight right to the face, just cracks him, hits a German, then pulls him up toward the islands, and Cobb two
Toodaloo.
2-0, baby.
Yes. Yeah, this was a freaking, whew. Yeah, just big meaty men slapping meat.
Mm-hmm.
These guys beat the holy hecking crap out of each other, and we don't typically see Jeff Cobb being yeeted around. Cobb is the yeeter, not the yeeted.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fair amount, an equal amount of yeeting happening back and forth with these two guys. Um, I am disappointed that I didn't get 2 points. Tis what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, this was an incredible match. I would actually say that this was actually one of the matches that I had the most notes for. This
Yeah.
was such an exciting match, just because, again, the trading of the moves back and forth was just so crazy, and neither one of them tired. throughout this match. Like usually you get a lot of the like you can get some of the bigger moves sometimes like in their finishes and signatures at the end there. But these guys were consistent. Like from start to finish, they did not seem any more tired at the end of the match than they did at the beginning.
I think it's just due to these two knowing how they have to condition for matches
Mm-hmm.
like this, and they have that ability to condition for themselves to go long time while using crazy amounts of power. It's insanely
Yeah.
impressive.
Very, very.
What wasn't impressive was the next match,
Oh God, I'll have
and
passion.
it's not because of Eddie Kingston. I thought Eddie Kingston did the best he fucking could with
Absolutely.
like I like again Eddie Kingston is impressing me here because he did as best as he could with evil do again, and it was so much evil. Just take like he brought the fucking announcer spot back, like running him into the announcer, and I thought we were done. I really thought we were done with that, but no. Um, like I still say, dude, if you're gonna pull the straps down, just pull it all the way down to your waist. Don't leave it right under your nips. It's weird. But that's my only complaint on Eddie Kingston in this match. Evil's just doing evil shit, and then just the result of this match pissed me off. Um, fuck, fuck, man. I'm so pissed off.
Yeah.
I get giving Eddie the Kingston the win over Takagi. It establishes him in Japan, and I really do get that because the crowd doesn't know this guy yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you have Ito cheat and cheat and cheat and cheat, and he gets the fucking win. I was so pissed off because you just had Kingston beat one of the. You said this on the last show, a champion, and you were saying this. You didn't want to see Evil win, beat him, and
No.
Kingston loses to Evil after beating Takagi.
And to say that I am furious about the result of this match is an understatement. Let this calm facade fool you. I am like raging against every machine inside of me. Like it making no sense. But at the same time, like it makes sense and it doesn't make sense. Him winning, Evil winning, making no sense. That's the part that doesn't make sense. The booking of Kingston, though, is making sense. And as you said, he's winning me over too. Like, I'm still not a fan of his wrestling, but
No,
he's being made to look so good here, and he's being booked so good here that it's palatable. I can handle it. I can take it. Evil, on the other hand, mm, mm, we've said this so many times before. Evil on his own is actually a very talented, capable wrestler. But these shenanigans, this teaming with House of Torture devalues that so much to a level where it's just not fun to watch. And
nope,
that's not what you want.
nope.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch. Yeah, I really did. The only thing I wrote was the kendo stick spot at the end where like Togo hit him. And he said that commentary, I didn't see the strike, but like commentary said he hit him in the face or in the head
Probably,
or something with a kendo stick. And I
probably.
was like, I don't know. I would probably react more with like rage than just turning around and going, "You motherfucker!" like, so I don't know. It just everything seemed bleh with this match. I was not happy. Not a
Yeah,
happy Melball.
like I truly thought Eddie Kingston did the best he possibly fucking could,
Well,
having to
yeah. I
deal with
mean,
this
given
shit.
what you're given, yeah.
Yeah, and this was evil at his evilest, I guess, but not in like good kind of evil, not good Danhausen evil, like bad, just shitty
Yeah,
evil.
not like double champion evil. That was a good version of evil. Yeah, before he got too established in the shenanigans when he was feuding with Naito, that was when he
Mm,
first turned. That was the perfect evil that we could have been dealt with. And then it was just like he swan dived off a cliff and the other freaking lemmings of House of Torture just went with him. Whee!
let's move on from that shithole.
Please.
I thought a really fun match between these two. Like again,
Yeah,
not match of the night, but I thought Haste again. I put out a tweet after watching this show, after watching this, and it's like I think Haste is really like I've always been a fan of Shane Haste. Don't get me wrong, but he's never gotten a great chance to be a singles wrestler,
I agree.
and he is showing why he is so goddamn good. Him and Tanahashi, I think, killed it. Like, uh, did you catch when Hayes was talking to Kevin Kelly before the match? He's literally laying on the barricade in front of Kevin Kelly. He's laid across the barricade.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Um,
He's a wacky one. That one. That's why I think he would be great on commentary.
that's what. I'm gonna bug Kevin Kelly to give
Maybe
him.
that's what you can request him do. He can wear a special birthday suit for you and just be on the announce table like, "Happy birthday, Andre." The
I
mighty
wish.
don't kneel.
I wish. But not in the way you're saying it. Not in the way you're
Clip that.
saying it. God damn it. I'm gonna look stupid online. Good thing I'm doing the editing for this show. Tonight, but I'm not gonna edit it out. But right at the start, Hayes is like they lock up. Then Hayes just pushes Tanahashi over and starts doing like poses and shit. It was funny.
Got it, flaunt it.
Yeah. I thought they really had a good back and forth in this. Hayes
Mm.
really beating up on Tana and like showing real dominance and neck breakers. That neck breaker backstab like stabber he did where like he got him by the neck and this like pulled him back like a backstabber style, but like
Yeah.
into the neck. I was like, dang, I've never really seen that before.
Yeah.
Tanahashi, I wrote okay, this is weird. I wrote Tanahashi gets the Sal. Oh, slam! The slam and the flip senton, because the flip senton's right after it. The slam and the flip senton. But then Hayes gets up and hits a drop kicks him to the floor. And then he goes when he goes for the sling blade. And then this spot was gross. Where Hayes goes cannonballing through the freaking rope into Tana, and Tana comes back. And you hear the sickest goddamn sound of Tanahashi's back of his goddamn head cracking the barricade.
Yeah. That was not fun.
Oh, and you can
If I
see
can
that
be
he was
honest,
like,
I'm surprised he didn't bleed from that one because it did sound pretty sick.
his hair's pretty thick, so it might have started.
I mean, girl, what kind of hairspray you using then? God damn.
Yeah. Back and they get back in the ring pretty quick after.
Yeah.
And Hayes hits a snap backdrop suplex, like literally, like like a snap suplex, snap backdrop suplex. I thought that was great.
So good.
The PK gets caught. Tana hits a dragon screw, goes to work on the knee, hits another dragon screw, but gets caught on the sing blade, and Hayes hits a Saito suplex. Tana with the hard slaps to Hayes. They look great, man. And then Hayes comes back, hits the Falcon, reverses the suplex into the Falcon Arrow, tries the Death Valley Driver. Tana slips and hits a beautiful straight jacket German suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Another Death Valley Driver attempt by Hayes. But Tana gets twist and shout, and he finally hits Sling Blade, but only gets two. Tana goes to the top rope, but Hayes cuts him off. And it tries to do the Saito suplex. It tries to do a Saito suplex off the top. But Tana knocks him off the top, hits Aces high, and decides, I'm going back up. High fly flow. Tanahashi picking up 2 points. Disappointing me a little because I just really wanted Shane to get me 2 points, but
Next time, Andre. Next time.
But yeah, I really like not match of the night, but like really good quality match between the two of these guys.
I agree. Very consistent, very steady, very good match. I felt a really great showing for both of these guys, especially considering like we have been a little questioning on Tanahashi and his knee and his back and his shoulders and his bicep, and if it's not one thing, it's another with him, and I'm getting concerned. But I felt that he put on an incredible match with the younger Shane Haste,
Hmm.
and that Haste did a phenomenal job with him in return. Really
Yeah.
speaks to the experience of both of these guys.
Yeah, again, absolutely tremendous. I thought these
Mm-hmm.
two like really did a great job, and it really
Oh,
showcased
yeah.
Shane Hayes even in a loss. It really did showcase him well.
100%.
Part two of Big Guy Slap Meat.
Yeah.
Goddamn,
Holy shit.
these two beat their really good basic wrestling start at the start until Hanare gets the spinning heel kick sending Takagi to the floor. And again, it's just these two go into like smacking the shit at each other. Takagi like faking the back elbow, fakes him out again, and then like hits him with a beautiful DDT. Um,
Mm,
and then again, Takagi getting the neck twist on the floor, or like the Sabre Junior neck twist. I was like, that's very Sabre Junior like. But
mhm.
yeah, the real Hanari really working his kicking and striking game in this match because again, that's his, I think his bread and butter, 100%. It
Yes.
is. Um, it drops Takagi, hits the senton off the second rope, and like poof down on him. Like, ugh.
Yeah, he did not bounce. He thudded.
Oh, get very
Oh,
much so. Takagi hit turns the rampage into a DDT and gets a sliding lariat for two.
yes.
Um, he ends up getting the ground cobra, or for any MMA fans, the twister submission.
Yes.
But cannot get the tap out off of it. Again, it's
No.
just these two have a really good. Takagi great counter of the Streets of Rage with a twisting neck breaker.
Mhm, mhm.
And then this is where it gets gross because they start headbutting each other.
Yeah.
Like at least like with Nicholls, he didn't do really any headbutts in that match. Like he got his head smacked into a post or into a barricade, but he didn't really like
It was
headbutt
pretty
anybody.
one-sided, yeah.
Yeah, so like this time, I guess it's a Hanare problem for headbutts. I guess I'm gonna call it right now. Um, just gross. Like, come on,
Stop
guys.
it.
Like, I don't want to see you get hematomas. Like, he already had a contusion on his head, Hanare. Like, goddamn. And then it happens. Like, Hanare goes to the corner, gets the corner knee and and then a PK,
Mhm,
but gets backslided during Streets of Rage and hits a shot. Then tries Streets of Rage again, but he can't. So he fucking headbutts him again. And then he hits Streets of Rage, but Hanare can't follow up the pin because he's 2 days from the goddamn headbutt. Like, it just.
use your head and not in the way that you're using it.
Takagi gets the uh, made in Japan, hits a pumping bomber. Hanare kicks
Mhm,
out at once. He hits another pumping bomber and gets a 2 count. Um, Hanare slips out of Last of the Dragon. They trade hard shots back and forth.
mhm.
They trade kicks and lariats, and then the headbutts start again. And it's just like, God damn, it's
Yucky.
gross. And Hanare hits this sick, gross headbutt, dropping Takagi, but he only gets
Mhm.
one. And then he hits a PK, gets two. The announcer's yelling 1 minute left, and this is where they start exchanging strikes. Hanare hits his again a gross headbutt,
Mhm.
and Hanare hits Streets of Rage and gets the win. But like as good as I wanted this to be, the headbutt just took this far out of the match of the night contention for me. If it wasn't for the headbutts, this probably would have been match of the night for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the headbutts either, and yeah, you're right. It is seemingly a Hanare problem with your neck issues, sir. Probably not the smartest thing for you to be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Protect your head, please. You just did all of this work. We want more. Don't brain dead yourself. Um, but you're absolutely right. This match was definitely another like power 2.0. The shoulder blocks back and forth at the beginning were just so solid, so good. And it's such a simple thing, but it is a really fun way to establish the power kind of awe for the audience to show that both of these guys are super strong and then they're not going to back down from each other. I felt that Shingo really worked over Hanare quite a bit in the beginning until the Samoan drop from Hanare. And then I think not long after was when he did that spinning heel kick.
Mm.
The Samoan drop was kind of the beginning of the end for Shingo for me. There was a Berserker bomb that Hanare did that
Mhm.
look just brutally good. Um, yeah, you mentioned Shingo reversing that into the DDT. The ground cobra. That was an interesting one for Takagi. We don't usually see him break out submissions. He will once in a while, but it's kind of like it's not a regular for him. It's a desperate times call for desperate measures
Mhm.
kind of move. So it was fun to see him kind of pull it out, and I like how it's different. Like it's not, it doesn't look like something else that anybody else does. And when you're in this business, I mean, there's only so many options that you can do before you start to have the same moves as everybody else, kind of thing. So I do like how this little ground cobra is kind of like a unique thing for him.
And
Um,
he's taken wins with it with pin like turned the ground cobra into a pin in other
100%,
matches. So
yeah.
and I love that he's taken a move from MMA that
Mhm,
I think there's only been one or two twister submission finishes in MMA history, and is using and has turned it into a really unique move. I
mhm,
think the only other person that I've seen use a twister as a submission in wrestling is Matt Riddle, who is an ex MMA fighter.
mhm.
So yeah.
Turned wrestler. Who'd have thought it? Yeah, this one was really fun. I was honestly surprised by this one,
Mhm.
by the win on this one. Like, not to say that Hanari didn't earn it, because hot damn, he did. But I definitely thought that, after taking the loss to Eddie Kingston, that this would be um, maybe redemption
Mhm.
for Takagi. And again, saying it again, this guy carried the IWGP World Championship through the worst time in NJPW. I really feel like he's been given the short end of the stick since. Like, he really, again, brought up the prestige of the KOPW Championship. That thing was worthless until Takagi got a hold of it. And at that point, it had been around for a year. There were like a couple people who had held it. They couldn't establish it. It took Takagi and the charisma of Takagi and the prestige of Takagi to elevate that title. And you're thanking him by this. That doesn't seem right. It seems like they're taking a Kenta rewarding system with this, where the more he does, the less he gets. I don't like
Yep.
that.
Yep. And me either. I don't really care for it, but again, maybe they might be telling the story. He's going to drop the first couple and then rally back to get himself into the quarterfinals. We don't know.
Cinderella story. Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah. Move on. Semi-main event of the evening. It's Hiroki Goto and Tetsuya
I
Naito.
almost thought that was Shota.
As good
Oh,
as this was, I have to admit I didn't really care for it personally because I've seen this match.
it
Like,
did feel very. We've seen it before.
I don't really. I'm not really gonna recap a lot of this one because, like, it's a lot of the same. It's Goto's regular Goko. It's late for me. It's Goto's stuff
Mhm,
and Naito's stuff. Again, they had some cool little spots, but
mhm,
again, it's a lot of the same, and it's the same. Like I saw the same, like Naito busting up the Koji clutch
mhm,
was new. Um, but again, a lot of it was it was a standard Naito versus Goto match, which I have seen
mhm.
many times in the past, or I've seen
Yeah.
them run in tag matches many times in the past. I don't know. It wasn't again. It was like fine match. It just I don't know with this pairing. Just
There was some chemistry lacking between these two that they've had in the past that didn't seem to be in this match. It did feel very lackluster, despite liking both of these guys independently. They usually have
yeah,
tremendous matches. It just definitely felt like something was missing to give it that spark to make it feel like it was a semi main, you know?
yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah.
Like when Haste and Goto go at it, I'm super excited for that. When Cobb and Goto go at it, I'm super excited for that. When
Mhm.
Sabre and Goto go at it, even though it's happened a few times, Sabre always has ways to freshen up matches.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for it. Tanahashi and Goto, not so much. But like, again, there's a lot of interesting matches for Goto. It's just it's one. It came in his match with Tanahashi, and same with Naito's match with Tanahashi. I'm not looking forward to them because again, it's a match I've seen. I don't know how many times, either in tag form or in singles form. I've seen these matches multiple times.
Mm. I
Yeah,
get what you mean with Goto and Naito, but like Goto and Tanahashi did kind of have that year last year where they were able to kind of come off the G1 where remember he Tanahashi did that wild strike that he does and split Goto's lip that created some excitement there and then they met again the second time at the historic crossover show where the samurais and the aces took on each other and that ended, I mean, that also had the addition of Utami and Micah, both very experienced and very entertaining wrestlers. The combination of the four of them was just
yeah,
top tier.
but
But I
but
do understand what you mean in regards to Goto and Naito, because I agree. This was very, it felt like we've seen it before. There was nothing kind of new. There was nothing like it felt literally like we had seen this exact match last year.
it wasn't like it was a chore to watch, like watching Evil, but it was just me
Yeah.
watching, going, okay, okay, okay.
Cool.
Like
Yeah,
checking,
same.
I was checking Twitter, checking other things while watching it. That's
Yeah, it wasn't very engaging.
no. So at the end of the match, Tornado inverted DDT by Naito out of the corner. He tries
Mhm,
Destino. Goto fights back. Naito hits the strikes to the neck, hits Destino, picks up the win.
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
sorry I'm not recapping this one crazy. It's just I didn't take much notes because this one just didn't get me. Like I wrote down the Koji clutch, I wrote down the Ushigoroshi spot, but again, a lot of it
Mhm.
was just
The
basic.
list of their signatures and regulars.
Yeah, and again, I don't know. Again, other people might put this higher. I felt this match weird. I don't know what it is.
And like I said, I felt like it was just missing that little
Hmm.
sparkle, little sparkle darkle.
Maybe it needed some Natsupoi. But we move on to the main event of the evening. It's Tomohiro Ishii, Tama Tonga. Again, really, really good match. The
Oh,
striking at the start, and Tama drops Ishii with his first shoulder block. Like doesn't usually happen. And then he starts stomping on him. Ishii chopping Tama in the corner, and Tama strikes back, but Ishii hits that hard chop, just like crushing chop, dropping Tama. And Tama still has his vest on at this point,
yeah.
so goddamn, these chops are killer because he's got chest protection.
Mhm. Mhm.
Stinger splash and the power slam by Tama gets two. Tama tries the Tongan twist, but Ishii reverses into a suplex, then forearms the living shit out of Tama Tonga in the corner, just
Mhm.
crushing his face. Strikes from Ishii and the release German. Um, they keep each changing directions and like dodging, and they're like just it was really like a crazy little back and forth there in the ring.
It
And
was,
Tama
yeah.
catches him, gets a beautiful exploder, but Ishii gets up, hits a backdrop suplex, but then Tama gets up, hits the SRC, goes up, goes for a supreme flow, but hits the mat. Again, great little sequence there. I loved it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Ishii puts Tama on the top rope, but Ishii hits the delayed superplex, even though Tama was really fighting him on it. He did block him on the superplex. Um, uh, Tama drop kicks. He gets a drop kick, and he lands on the face of Ishii.
Yeah.
Ooh, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Um, Tama hits some strikes, but Ishii hits this nasty headbutt again. The headbutts, like I'm not worried for Ishii, but I'm worried for because he didn't hit it to the head, he hits it to the chest.
Well, I mean, my guy, he can't reach that far.
No, but
He's
like
so short.
even somebody who's his height, if you watch Tanahashi, headbutt's a regular thing for him, but it's always a soccer hooligan style headbutt to the chest.
That's
It's
true.
a
Yeah.
safer headbutt hitting it to here than hitting it to somebody here. right?
But also, he'd have to jump like 3 feet in the air.
So he hit, talk shorty, but he headbutts and then he hits a power bomb, gets a stack pin, but only gets 2. Um, uh, Tama hits Bloody Sunday that Kevin calls Bloody Cross, but again only 2. Ishii stops Jay Driller, hits his own gun stun, like the Ishi-Wishi, I don't know.
The what?
The Ishi-Wishi, I don't know.
Ishii. Oh my god, that's great.
And then hits an inside out lariat, but only gets a 2 count. Then the end of the match comes. Tana turns the vertical drop brainbuster into a gun stun and hits the Jay Driller, gets the win. And then as he comes off the pin, he just looks up to the sky as a tribute to Jay Briscoe for using his finisher to win the match. But again, absolutely tremendous. And honestly, this might have been my match of the night because I thought these two tore it down. Finished the night off great. Just killed it.
Yeah, this was a great main. Great main. I was actually very surprised also. Like I kind of thought Ishii was going to take this. I'm very happy that Tama took this one. Because it was at one point just not looking like he was going to be able to. Ishii was just beating him down too good. But Tama Tonga, man, these Gorillas of Destiny, they're making a comeback. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the next little while, especially once the G1 kind of gets wrapped up here and we see the 3 brothers back together again. I'm curious to see where their attention is going to go. I feel like it's pretty obvious.
I really hope to see Jody in a very different way. That Tama's your upfront leader, single star, and Tangaloa and Hikuleo become the tag team.
I wouldn't mind seeing that because it would be nice to see Hikuleo kind of getting a little bit more guidance from the two of them, despite how much he's come along. I think tagging Hikuleo with Tonga would be a very smart idea to help with his in-ring, we'll say, details.
Yeah, but again, I think Tama is in a place of this last year that he needs to be a focused single star and not go back to tagging with his brother again. Where Tama Tonga and Hikuleo are, I think both could very much benefit from teaming together.
I agree, 100% agree.
So we'll quickly go over the standings. Finlay Evil 4 points. That makes me sad. Or wait, did I write that wrong? Yeah,
No,
Finlay and Evil.
Right.
Yeah, Finlay and Evil, 4 points. Yay. Eddie Kingston, Mikey, like David Finlay, yay. Evil, yay. Eddie Kingston, Mikey Nicholls, Aaron Hanari, Tamatonga, 2 points each. Shingo Takagi, Tomohiro Ishii, 0 points. And to the final block, D block, we have Sabre Jr. and GF Cobb, 4 points each. United Empire, TMDK representing on top. Then you got Shane Hayes, Hiroki Goto, Tetsuya Naito, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, each with 2 points. Then you've got Alice Coughlin and Toriana with 0 points each.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because I would have expected Coughlin to get a win before Kid did. But then again, I mean, he was against Jeff Cobb. It's a tough one to kind of go with, but then to start off with Shane Haste, I mean,
and again, I think
that Shane Haste just scored TMDK and NJPW Strong Tag opportunity there.
New Japan Strong title. Let's do this.
Yes.
Yas Queen.
Yes, Queen.
But we have come to the end of this show, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. All the great people that have come in. Please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. We want to talk to you, whether you're on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk or if you're on Backbreaker Video, please. And then also hit the notification bells for all the great content coming out for both these channels.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. My friend and trusted colleague. If the people are wanting to follow you on social media, where are they going to find you?
Go look at the scroller along the bottom. It says I'm on Twitter, Mastodon, TikTok. I'm also on Hive at that Canada guy, even though I have yet to go on there. I have Instagram and Threads at that Canada dude. You can find me over at our local establishment. We just dropped our episode 5 this past Wednesday. We did a late night live stream. We dropped the video right after onto YouTube of our review of episode 5 of Marvel's Secret Invasion on Marvel Talks. You can check that out at OLE at youtube.com slash out slash at our local establishment, and on twitch.tv at twitch.tv/our local establishment. You can find them also on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast. Yeah, I'm doing that over there. And the finale for Secret Invasion coming out next Wednesday. And that will be the finale of Marvel Talk for the foreseeable future until the writers and the SAG strike is over. We're going to take a break because I don't know if we're going to finish this, but we're not sure we want to support the content and talk about it while these people are not getting their fair share. So we're going to just hold off for a little while, and we'll be back when the strike is over. But next week we'll be having my buddy from SNME, the man who's last in the pool right now after 4 days, Boris Roberto Aguilar, will be joining us on Marvel Talk to talk the finale, which he has already seen. He told me stuff, special things. And then also joining us will be, as long as she gets to watch that day, the beautiful Astrid Pizarro.
Yes, the
Hopefully
natural.
she'll hopefully be joining us. Hopefully she will. So yeah, it'll be the 4 of us, myself, Ed, Boris, and Astrid. Hopefully, all talking the finale of Secret Invasion. Hopefully, it's the best episode of the season, because episode 5 just wasn't.
No,
And then
also can't all be bangers.
And then you might be watching us right now on Backbreaker Video. If you're not, please go over, check out youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video. Mike's doing lots of great content, lots of great stuff. It's where he drops his AEW watch-alongs. He puts them on there. He has us. He has Astrid's. I guess they're not doing the Impact show right now, but I know that's on there. He's always simulcasting everybody's stuff over there. You could also find him on twitch.tv/Mike the Ref for all his great gaming content and the live watch along of AEW Dynamite every Wednesday. And you can also find him over at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. It's him. It's PJC. It's Rick Jules. And they're frequent guest Kayla J. Lots of great gaming. Lots of great gaming content from all of them coming out over there at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. And if I ever decide to get into the streaming game for gaming, I will put my replays up there. Where can they find you, madame?
Madame. Oh, c'est formal, madame.
Where can they find you, madame?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can follow her on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can follow her on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Mastodon, Blue Sky. I think that's all of it. I got 5 socials now. At Melball Collins. Focus, Melball. Focus. If you're also wanting to find her, you can find her on our local establishment, where I will be doing Paramindful with the Gold Standard, Caro Fell, and Alex the Werewolf. We literally just recorded a episode before coming on here that will be dropping on Monday at 5 p.m. about missing 411 cases that Alex had suggested we start doing. So we're going to investigate some missing people because, we wander, apparently. You can also find me on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel with our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. But man, Astrid has been getting so many opportunities lately. We have just been pushing back and pushing back and pushing the frick back. But I love her because that means she's getting opportunities and she's getting herself out there and becoming that superstar that we know she is. So that being said, also, if you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is NJPW-World.com. It is 990 yen, or approximately $10. We'll get on there. $10 Canadian, or roughly about like $7.30, $7.50. It depends on where you are. Our dollar is kind of wonky like that. But again, link is in the description box down below. It is worth the cost for a month's worth of incredible wrestling, including the G1. So you can watch along and comment down below if you agreed with us on what we had to say. Like about evil, I would love to hear someone content with us about an evil match. Please debate with us. Tell us why it was good. Try to find a reason. Andre, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Just want to thank you all for the great support. The channel keeps growing, and we appreciate all of you who have been helping us grow.
And that being said, I am your Malvo. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.